Hallo und willkommen zu Lonestar. Wir spielen Star Trek Resurgence. Wir sind zurück auf der Xeldi. The Overload Incident.
4 warp cores. That's interesting.
Redundancy. If one goes down in battle, we can still operate.
Makes this more difficult, though.
This ship can maintain warp with half the cores offline. We'll need to disable 3 of them.
Where are the engine schematics? Power flow routing charts.
We're soldiers, not engineers. I thought you would know what to do.
We understand how to operate it under normal conditions, but not the intricacies.
You're in good hands. We can do this.
I trust that you can.
You at least know where we should start?
This way.
Bei den anderen Antworten habe ich nicht gewusst, was sie aussagen sollen. Sie haben ihren Teil? Was soll denn das heißen? Wow, wir eiern hier auf die Treppe zu. Die Treppe sieht aber cool aus. Unterflur beleuchtete Treppe. Nice. Schauen wir uns mal ein bisschen hier um. Was heißt da, wenn man einen Core verliert? Wenn so ein Ding explodiert, ist auch das ganze Schiff hin.
What are we dealing with?
Radiation resistant case and protecting the warp core's matter-antimatter reaction chamber. The thermostatic sensor relays temperature signals to automated coolant valve controls. Na, Zielen ist manchmal nicht so einfach. Oh, haben wir noch irgendwas Lilanes? Ich würde das gerne scannen, aber geht nicht. Ah, das springt dann einfach plötzlich so groß. Ich weiß nicht, sollen wir noch was scannen? Ah ja, hier. One of 4 warp cores powering the Xeldi. Thermal output indicates each core along could not sustain minimal warp, but harmonic infusion of at least 2 cores would produce an exponential increase in power.
Cores are running really hot. Makes sense, since they've been producing at max output since we left Hotari space.
No ship can run for very long like that. Not before a catastrophic failure hits.
It's right on the edge. We just need to figure out a way to give it a push.
Bet that console down there could tell us a few things.
Echt? Müssen wir wieder runter?
Whatever we do, we need to make sure the Takan can't undo it.
So we need a way to permanently disable the reactors that won't destroy the ship and kill us all in the process.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
Warp core ejection. So the question is, how do we make it happen?
Coolant system.
The reactor coolant system is operating at emergency containment levels.
It's just barely keeping the temperature in check.
Maybe we can use that. If it gets this high, their system considers a reactor breach imminent. Like we saw on the bridge, all 4 warp cores are operating at full capacity.
Safety Protocols, das klingt doch interessant.
The safety protocols don't look much different from the Resolute. Breach protection. Reduce output, command override. Cease matter, antimatter flow, command override. Emergency warp core ejection. Computer control.
Even command functions can't override one of the most crucial safety measures.
So the protocol's still active. That's good.
Ja, gibt's
Looks
nicht so ein
like
Manual?
sensors show a core is about to rupture. The computer will eject it automatically rather than risk a breach.
So we need to increase the warp core's temperatures.
If we destroy the coolant regulators, there won't be anything to keep these reactors from going over.
And it will trigger the ejection.
Wenn man Glück
Let's
hat.
peel these suckers open. I'll take that one.
I'll take the one next to it.
The second you two start dumping cores, the Takan will know we're here.
We'll be vulnerable. Stuck in one place while you work.
We will have to make a stand.
Start thinking about an escape plan. I have a feeling we're gonna need one.
We'll barricade the door. Work quickly.
Okay. 2 ist ja noch nicht das Problem. Der 3. wird das Problem sein. Okay. Welchen
We
nimmst
might not
du?
have our tools, but our phasers can do this in a pinch. We better get this right. If we foul it up and this whole thing goes boom, we don't know how much damage that cartabula will do if we accidentally crack it open.
Listen, the best way to make sure something goes wrong is to stress. Keep your mind on the job. We'll be okay.
Yeah, we will.
Ich glaube, das hat dir nicht gefallen, aber die anderen Sprüche waren
It's
doch
not
auch
a
alle doof.
Starfleet warp core, but the coolant regulator has to be in here somewhere.
Na dann. Oh. Wird immer schwerer zu kontrollieren.
There you are. Time to heat things up.
Warning. Warp core output at critical level.
Ah, schön, dass er
Ejecting
das
core.
die gleiche Sprache sagt.
Hey, now they're definitely gonna know we're down here.
Warp core output at critical level. Ejecting core.
So, noch ein.
One more to go.
They're here.
They're cutting
Das
through
sieht
the
echt cool
door.
aus.
We don't have much time.
Okay, same as before. We just gotta...
Au. Oh. Ich hasse diese Einlagen. Retry.
Okay, same as before. We just gotta...
Go! Finish!
Hoffentlich passiert ja nichts.
Hey! Would you mind not shooting at the matter-antimatter reactor?
Oh, erste Verluste.
Cover you.
What? No!
Get the warp core done. All dead.
About that.
Warp core output at critical level. Ejecting core. Warp drive disengaged. You did it.
Ah, zum Glück geht's hier noch gut. Oh, was für ein Sprung.
You got another way out of here?
I think so. Itasca, can you climb?
Uh-oh.
I'll see you on the parade grounds of Sorella, my friend.
Jetzt wird's aber Zeit, Leute. Ihr sollt auch in Deckung bleiben. Sind wir noch zu dritt? Wir haben ganz schön Schwund in unserem Team. Oh. Man sollte lieber nicht nochmal gucken.
Not you too.
Calm yourself, child. It will all be better soon. Wake up, Manka Umet. Return to us. Rejoin the flame.
To reclaim what was lost.
You don't need to watch this.
I do. I want to remember every moment when I make them pay. But this isn't the end. I will avenge Itasca. Swear to me, you will join me in this.
How about we try to save her?
That's a dream.
As long as she's alive and her memories are still in there, there's still hope.
Hope is what you turn to when you have nothing left you can do. And there's still something
Das sieht
I
ziemlich cool
can
aus
do
mit der
for
Beleuchtung.
Itasca. And I shall.
Ja, er will sie wohl erschießen. Naja, er ist halt auch nur ein Soldat. A stranger among us.
There's so much I want to ask you.
There's so little I can tell you. I'm a portal, not a scientist, but I'll certainly do my best. I can only assume this is one of your older starships. One would think, given the importance of your mission, they might send a ship of a more recent vintage.
Ja, nö, aber das ist ja ein
Apparently not.
Forschungsschiff sind wir ja.
The Resolute is primarily a research vessel, if that's what you mean. Not a warship.
Although she has been known to hold her own in a fight.
Against what?
Das weiß ich auch nicht so genau. Gegen einen Ionensturm haben wir bisher geschafft.
Something wrong?
Not at all. The galaxy has grown more diverse since the days of the Tekon Empire.
Because you conquered everyone who didn't look like you.
To the contrary. Most lesser civilizations willingly join the Empire to enjoy the benefits of an advanced way of life. But that expansion came with its own set of problems, so I admire your ability to diversify without creating conflict.
Die wackeln ein bisschen arg beim
That was
Laufen.
always our challenge. And perhaps, ultimately, our downfall.
The Federation prides itself on its inclusiveness. I'd say it's one of our greatest strengths.
As the Vulcans say, infinite diversity in infinite combinations.
Interesting. I'd be curious to meet one of these Vulcans.
Das können wir vielleicht arrangieren. Spock müsste ja irgendwo dagegen sein.
If this is the best you have, then so be it. To locate this scion, Galvan, I'll need full access to your ship's systems.
Full access?
Huh. You must be out of your mind.
No, I'm right here, completely in my mind. Given this is merely a research ship, I won't be able to find him without it. Perhaps
Ja.
I should have made that clear up front.
Dafür
I'll
ist er ja
need
auch
to
da.
make certain modifications.
So Kristalle anbringen? Naja, ist ja sein Zimmer jetzt.
That shouldn't be a problem.
Excellent.
Solano's gonna flip when he hears this.
I'll see you on the bridge.
Naja, okay, der mag ihn ja nicht, weil er ihn für einen Feind hält.
Captain Solano, I'd like to introduce you to Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Takan Empire.
Pleasure to meet you, Captain.
Likewise. I can't say I've ever met a portal before. There is no modern equivalent. Not within the Federation, at least.
He's been kind enough to agree to help us find Galvin.
I am at your service. To whatever extent I can be of help.
If nothing else, I'm sure you're happy for a change of scenery. You spent 600,000 years at your post. That certainly takes an uncommon level of dedication.
We all have our duty.
Of course. But I'm curious. You were stationed there in preparation for what, exactly?
Any and all threats to the Empire.
An empire that no longer exists. Which suggests you weren't very successful.
Ja,
You
das ist
said
aber
you
ganz
needed
schön
my help. I didn't come
unverschämt.
here to be insulted. Perhaps that was a mistake. I'd be happy to return to Delphi Ardu at any time.
And we do need your help. Absolutely. And we are grateful that you decided to come.
And your captain has an odd way of expressing his gratitude.
I'm merely curious where your allegiances might lie. Clearly it's with the Takan.
Yes, Captain. You have found me out and exposed my true loyalties. To the Takan, not to the Scions of the Flame, who do nothing more than tarnish us in name and reputation and don't deserve to be called Takan. That's why I'm here. And if you'd be so kind as to give me access to your ship's systems, we can get on with it. And you can stop wasting my time.
Access to our systems? That's completely out of the question. Tell me that's not what you promised.
Ja, natürlich.
We're vulnerable enough as it is. And now we're supposed to give him access to everything?
Ja, natürlich.
Ridiculous.
Warum denn auch nicht?
Captain, I know it's a risk. But right now it's our best shot at finding Galvin and that ship.
Oh, jetzt wollte er uns dann
Here
nicht
she
mehr
was,
mögen.
naive enough to believe it wouldn't be a problem. Little did she realize the levels of ignorance and incompetence she was up against.
If you're not enjoying your visit to our ship, we'd be more than happy to let you wither away back on your pathetic little rock.
What?
Captain?
You clearly do not appreciate the magnitude of the threat the Scions pose. So myopic is your focus on your own ego. I will not be leaving until they have been found.
Commander Ryder, a word.
Ey, das lief ja gar nicht gut.
And to think, I waited 600,000 years for this.
You realize this puts me in an incredibly difficult position. I was against seeking him out from the start, but now, to give him access to our systems? It's insane.
Warum denn?
You somehow expect me to believe his allegiance is with us? You heard what he said in there. There's no way we can trust him.
I might otherwise agree, but you're missing the most important point. He's a Takan, and he may be loyal to the Takan, but not to the Scions of the Flame. He's against everything they believe in. You heard what he said.
There's too much at stake to be wrong on this.
We sought him out for a reason. To help him find our missing crew, Galvin, and those Elydian ships. This is the plan we agreed to with Ambassador Spock.
Which I never liked. But here we are. You know what this mission means to us. Not just for the Federation.
Ja, das ist doch jetzt wirklich egal, oder?
I can't afford another screw-up.
Ja, dann screw's nicht ab.
Losing the shield algorithms was bad enough. This...
Ja, sorry, da muss ich jetzt mal
the
widersprechen.
end of my career.
I'm sorry, Captain. You know I support you, but millions of lives and the future of the Federation are at stake here. Both of which are more important right now than your career.
It's not just mine. It's both of ours.
Ja, damit kann ich
Then
leben.
so be it.
I'm going to trust your instincts on this one. I just hope you're right. For both of our sakes. Let me know if you find anything.
Natürlich.
We're good. You may begin.
I will, of course, have to make a few modifications.
What kind of modifications?
To find Taconian technology requires Taconian technology. If this Scion Gallivan modified his ships, then I must do likewise to yours.
Solange du das wieder reparierst am Ende.
Is nearly infinite in size and complexity. This may take a moment.
How long
I
will
found
it take?
something. There you are.
What is it? Galvin?
Someone is using Taconian technology. I can't get the precise bearings, but it's located in the Palisades cluster.
I'll let the captain know. Rydick to Solano. I think Portal may have located Galvin.
I'll be right there.
I'm getting all kinds of interference. Almost impossible to lock on the energy signature.
Where's he hiding?
In the Palisades cluster.
Interesting. Can you lock in on the location?
Not until you get me closer.
Lieutenant Handar, set a course for the Palisades cluster.
Aye, Captain.
Well, I suppose I owe you an apology. You were right after all. That's what I get for questioning the advice of my first officer. You always have my back.
No apology necessary. Your concerns were valid.
Nonetheless, I should learn to trust your instincts, which were absolutely right. Nice work. Let me know if you find anything more.
Will do.
Na, wenigstens hat ihm das ein bisschen gefallen.
What's wrong?
I didn't want to say anything until I was certain. But the reason for the interference is simple. There's a Taconian device on this ship being used to block the signal. Whoever planted it was exceptionally clever. They knew how and where to hide it. But they have underestimated my abilities.
Haben wir einen Verräter?
Engineering.
Take care of the Taconian device, and I can find Galvan for you. It's designed to interfere with all transmissions, or at least delay and confuse the effort to find Galvan's ship.
Hold on. My understanding is that Takan technology requires a Takan to operate. Is there another Takan on this ship?
The Scions could have someone on the ship, doing everything they can to stop us from finding Galvan.
Don't worry, I'll get this fixed. We're going to find that ship. Engineers would have found this device already if it wasn't well hidden. Better to rely on my tricorder.
Ja, und da müssen wir aufpassen. Einer hier wird ein Verräter sein. Ja, aber man kann ja doch Engineering durchlaufen. Wie cool ist das denn? Leider ist ein bisschen unscharf.
There's a lot of noise in here. I should scan the device putting out the most radiation to filter it out.
Okay, dann erstmal den Warp Core scannen, damit der rausgefiltert wird.
That's better. Most
Resolute
other
warp
radiation
core.
sources in here are well contained. There's definitely tetrametric radiation nearby. But even with the gain boosted, it's getting drowned out by other sources of radiation in here.
Byproduct radiation of matter-antimatter reaction, primarily low-frequency radio waves, free neutrinos, and acoustic kinetic energy. Hier, aus der Ecke kommt irgendwas.
Jeffrey's tubes thump harmonics from all over the ship. I'll filter that out. There's still something drowning out the tetrametric radiation. I need to find it so I could filter it out as well.
Maintenance crawl spaces act as a waveguide for ultra-low frequency acoustic and electromagnetic radiation, generally in the 75 to 85 decibel range. Caution labels mark areas of high radiation and recommended. Personal Protection Gear. Ah, man kann da echt hoch und runter scrollen mit dem Steuerkreuz. Nice. Hier ist was. Ah. Was ist das Schönes?
A little bit of harmless radiation leakage here, but enough to mask the tetrametric pulses. Easy enough to cancel out. There we go. I'm getting a clear tetrametric signal now.
EPS Visual Inspection Conduit. 6 layers of transparent alloys, vacuum barriers, and low-grade force fields contain the raw electroplasma behind these pods. Filtered radiation is primarily infrared and visible electromagnetic radiation between 580 and 1100 nanometer wavelengths. Okay. Ups. Gehen wir mal runter. Ach, darf ich nicht. Da drüben ist was. Wir sollten dann gleich unseren Phaser bereithalten. Einer von uns ist keiner von uns. Wir hätten gleich Security Bescheid sagen sollen, aber ja gut, man weiß nicht, wer es ist. Ne? Aber wenn man mehrere dabei gehabt hätte...
Found it.
Excuse me. Do you belong here? Commander Rydek. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was you.
Uh-oh.
Paul. Calloway, right?
Yes. You know, it means a lot that you remembered. What, are you doing back here? I don't mean to pry, but first officers don't usually go digging around engineering compartments.
I was looking for you.
Under the console?
Dropped my tricorder. But I do need your help. Have you seen anyone else in here recently that might seem out of the ordinary? Maybe someone who doesn't work in engineering.
Not that I can think of, but I can ask around. I'm here almost all the time, but maybe someone else noticed something?
That would be great. Just be discreet about it. I don't want anyone to be alarmed.
Discretion is my specialty.
Ja, könnte auch der Verräter sein.
Oh, I'll leave you alone already. Oh, come to think of it, that Hotari woman was down here earlier with Dr. Duvall finishing the last of the bioscans.
Tylis?
That would be out of the ordinary, right?
Thank you.
Aber wieso hätte sie uns helfen sollen? Dann vielleicht eher die Ärztin?
Maybe Tylus saw something.
Wir sollten aber erstmal mit dem Portal reden, oder? Ah, dürfen wir leider nicht. Speak with Tylus. Hier ist immer noch zu.
Tylus, can I speak to you for a moment?
Of course. Is something wrong?
There's something happening. I may need your help. This is important.
How can I help?
When you were in engineering with Dr. Duval, did you notice anything out of the ordinary? Or anyone?
Not particularly. Why?
I found this, hidden in a compartment down there.
That's Draconian technology. Does that mean there's a scion on board? But Dr. Duval bioscanned everyone. Every deck, every crew member, I've seen the logs. She couldn't have been more thorough.
We have to trace every contact, starting with engineering, which is where the device was planted.
At least that narrows the list. But we still have to go back quite a while.
Whatever it takes.
It could be anyone.
That includes both of us.
You want me to get scanned? Better to know for sure, right? I'll admit, I was around the Scions as much as anybody.
You don't have to do that. I trust you.
It makes you feel any better. It's not me, I promise you.
Naja, das kann ja jeder sagen. Aber ansonsten hätte es keinen Sinn gemacht.
But that doesn't mean it's not you.
Okay.
Das hätte ja gar keinen Sinn gemacht, darauf hinzuweisen, dass wir einen suchen.
Clear.
Don't sound so surprised.
You spend plenty of time with the Scions as well. You never know.
Let's get to it. The search starts in engineering.
Mir gefällt es, wie sie so determiniert guckt.
Did it within the last few
Nice.
hours. So I'll start by running a scan, tracking everyone who came through engineering over the last day, in reverse order.
This could take forever to sort through the number of people that were in engineering.
Okay.
I'll filter out the duplicates.
That helps.
Cross-referencing this list with everyone who's traveled to Hotari.
Now this is manageable.
Filtering for outliers. People who don't work in engineering. Let's see who's left.
Captain, bioscan pending.
This can't be right.
What?
Of the people that went to Hotari and visited engineering, it could only have been Captain Solano.
According to this, he was here while you went down to Delphi Ardu-4. Which would have been the perfect opportunity. And no one would question him. He's the captain.
Okay.
He fits the profile for the kind of people the Takan want to bioform. People with authority that can lead to them gaining more control.
Like Galvin? The Queen?
The captain of a Federation starship. What happened when Dr. Duval bioscanned Captain Solano?
That's just it. She never did.
How is that possible?
Something more urgent would always come up. There was nothing she could do. But performing a bioscan is the only way to be absolutely sure.
That's not going to be easy. First thing I need to do is get this device to Portal.
Be careful. And good luck.
I'll need it. I found the device.
Interference is gone. I have located Galvin's ship more precisely. He's in the Usonia system.
So then it worked.
This whole region was one of the most sacred for the ancient Takan. What many consider the birthplace of our civilization. See these comets and planetoids in the outer orbits? Based on their current trajectory, that's Galvin's destination. And legend tells us it's the location of what was once our largest arsenal. Not that we needed it in the late stages of the Empire, but it was there as a precaution nonetheless.
What kind of weapons are in this arsenal?
It's difficult to know what would have survived from the time of the Empire, but be assured that the damage they have done so far by altering your current technology will be minuscule compared to proper Draconian firepower.
Okay.
If Galvin and the other Scions secure the arsenal, they will become extremely dangerous.
Sind sie jetzt auch schon?
My people had such power at the height of the Empire. The Decon were as gods, keeping absolute control over countless worlds. I must speak with them directly. However, the presence of this device is worrying. It's highly likely it was placed here by a Scion, hidden among your crew, and it is unlikely this interference device was the Scion Saboteur's only trap. If we reach Galvin and the Saboteur cripples your ship, we will be at their mercy. Even my powers will not be able to protect us. Do you know who it is? They may well do more damage if left alone. Time is not on your side.
I'm fairly convinced they bioformed Captain Solano.
I knew there was a reason I didn't like him. That explains it. Bioforming was so rare in the time of the Empire that I am not able to detect if it has taken place. Proof of your claim is something you will have to produce yourself.
Then we have to bioscan him. I'll talk to Dr. Duvall.
It's quite the claim. Told me you were worried about him. But I never imagined this was what was wrong.
I wouldn't be asking you if there was any other possibility.
It would explain why Solano has been too busy for a bioscan lately.
As the ship's doctor, you have the authority to declare him unfit to serve.
If you're right, this is the worst case scenario. Challenging your own captain is a tall order. Are you sure you're prepared for this? If you fail, that's it. The end of your career. Maybe your life.
I don't know if I would be on my own. But with your support, I'm sure we can do it.
That smooth talking may come in handy. I'm in. But we can't pull this off with just the two of us. I technically have the authority to make Solano undergo a scan, but in reality, he can and will refuse to do it. We need at least another member of the senior staff to support your claim, or this could all blow up in our faces. You better think long and hard about who you can trust.
Ja, bevor es da mit der nächsten Episode weitergeht, schauen wir uns doch mal, wie wir uns geschlagen haben. Captain Solano was outraged when he learned Jara had promised Portal 6-3 access to the ship's computers, but found himself persuaded by her convincing arguments in favor of it. Deswegen, Dr. Duvall admired Jara's intuition and leadership when she was asked about confronting Captain Solano. Portal 6-3 felt slightly less offended after Jara defended him from Captain Solano's insult when they first met, but he couldn't understand why she tolerated his ignorance. And he felt a growing trust in their relationship when she revealed who she suspected might be a Scion aboard the Resolute. Ensign Colloway was flattered to learn Jara had come looking for him when he discovered her lurking in engineering. Even so, it did strike him as rather odd. Es war ja auch gelogen. Schauen wir mal zu Carter. Major Arminta was thankful for Carter's determined leadership during the sabotage mission, especially after Itasca was captured. Na, hat ihm das wenigstens gefallen. Hat er aber nicht gezeigt. Bevor es jetzt weitergeht, würde ich sagen, machen wir an dieser Stelle lieber erstmal ein kleines Päuschen und ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen und wir sehen uns das nächste Mal.